Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Dennis. This is EDC for Fun. Thanks for checking out the video. I just got back from a week-long trip. We took a road trip, the family and I, down to Kentucky, and we went to Natural Bridge State Park, some places like that, Ark Encounter, Creation Museum, Red River Gorge. Had a really fun time, and just kind of unpacking, putting stuff away, and wanted to show you some of the stuff that I carried while I was gone. To keep this short, I'm just going to keep it limited to knives and flashlights and watches. Of course, I had a bunch of other stuff, but we won't go into that in this video. We'll just take a look at some of the basic things that I carried. And yeah, so right on top here, we've got the EMP EDC Nimble X. You see it's got this big old M390 satin finished blade, sheep's foot, multi-deployment, back flipper. You got the front flipper, and of course the opening hole. And this thing is just an absolute joy to use and carry. Got the titanium frag scales on there, titanium pocket clip, and this is easily one of my favorite knives of all time. Absolutely love it, and kind of hard to go anywhere without taking this thing with me. This thing gets a lot of pocket time. Move that to the side here. Paired that with this guy here. This is Olight Warrior Mini. I forget how many lumens it is. It's somewhere between 1 and 2,000, and it's got this really cool milling on the titanium body. I love the luster on this thing, this gunmetal gray finish. This guy's got a tail switch on it. It's locked out right now. That's why it's not turning on. It is magnetic rechargeable, and it's got moonlight mode and turbo and, you know, the usual for Olights. So there's that. And carrying that knife and that light, I would usually run this watch. This is the Seiko Samurai, the gunmetal gray case. You got the black and gold dial, got the, black and gold bezel. You got the waffle dial, and this thing is awesome. Rubber straps. This is an automatic watch, so no batteries required. You just wind it up and wear it, and just the movement alone, kind of like you can see it with this guy here. Here's another Seiko. This is a Seiko 5 field watch. This one has an exhibition case back, so you can actually see the rotor inside there. As that thing moves when you're wearing it, it actually winds the watch, so that way it keeps power going to it. So this one's got the same thing. It's just you can't see it. This one you can see it, but they both have the same thing going on in there. And when they're wound, they run for just under 2 days. It's 40 something hours, but as long as you're wearing them, they'll keep powered. And then, you know, if you set them down for a couple days, they'll stop running. You can see they're both ticking right now, but the times are off because I haven't worn them for a couple days, and so they just me picking them up and moving around got them running again. So you would basically set the time, you know, wind the watch, and it's good to go. So that's that. Let's see, we got, what do we do next? Let's go Devo Buzz. This is a sculpted, contoured titanium handle, titanium liner lock, 20 CV, hollow ground, worn cliff blade. This is a really fun knife. Got the deep carry wire clip on there. I was talking to Rich at True Budget EDC about these wire clips, and they're not, you know, visually pleasing, but man, they just work really well, you know, in a lot of different applications. And, you know, they pretty much disappear, you know, in your hand. There's no hot spots. They're boring, but man, they just work. So I'm not sad about having that clip on there. But yeah, this is a really cool knife from Devo. You can see I've got the the sterile pivot on there. It came with a Devo Knives branded pivot, and I swapped it out for that unbranded one that they sent along with it, which is pretty cool. So just looks great, works great. You got the top flipper there, front flipper. This thing is just freaking awesome. So there's that. What else we got here? Let's take a look at another light. This is a Olight Baton Pro. This one I think is like 2,000. Yeah, 2,000 lumens. A little bit bigger than, go back to the Warrior Mini here. A little bigger. Not as deep of a carry, but you know, I guess that comes with just getting some more output. This one's titanium, got knurling on there, magnetic rechargeable base. Another one of my favorite lights. While we're on lights, we'll look at the S2R Baton 2. This one's aluminum instead of titanium. A little bit smaller, a little bit less output. This one's 1,150 lumens max, but they all have, you know, the turbo mode and the moonlight mode and everything in between. So just really, really great lights. And I usually wear a ball cap, so one of the things I love about these is you can clip that on there, so at night you're walking around, you can have a light hands-free without having to have a headlamp. So that's super, super cool. I've always liked that about these. Let's see, where do we go? I was gonna pick up a watch, but I'm gonna change it up. We'll do a knife. We got the Manix II. This is lightweight in CTS BD1 steel. This is an awesome knife. Had this one for a long time. FRN scales, translucent blue, are actually surprisingly durable. I don't know if I've said this before, but I was wearing this guy or carrying this guy when I had a crash on my son's scooter, just being stupid and racing around, and this thing was in my pocket. It's not showing up on camera, and I'm having a hard time seeing it. Oh yeah, you can kind of see it there. There actually is a crack in it, but it's never, it's like a stress crack. It's not really broken. But you know, after that and just having, you know, continued to use it and just thrash with this thing, it's just held up, and it's like really surprising for basically fancy plastic. But anyway, it's got the ball cage lock, so it's, you know, ambidextrous, fidgety. This is just an awesome, awesome knife. If you've never had a Manix II, whether the, you know, the normal G10 one or the FRN one, I highly recommend these. They're just really, really great knives. They're on the larger side. Oops, failed it. There we go. But you know, I think they carry really well. They're a little bit wide, but especially with, like, this one's got a Lynch Northwest deep carry clip on it with, it's got a faded ano on it, which is kind of hard to see right now because it's kind of tarnished, but they clean up really well. It goes from like a golden bronze color down to blue, and there's some like purple and red in between. These are really cool, but with something like that on there, these things are just really, really easy to carry and just fantastic EDC knives. So let's see, now I'll grab this guy. This is my Citizen ProMaster diver. This is a solar powered watch, so this thing pretty much always runs as long as it's getting light, and it doesn't have to be light from the sun. Even just ordinary, you know, room lights will charge this thing. And I forget how long it'll run on a charge, but like I said, regular light just charges it. So this thing, as long as I've had it, which is for I guess a couple years now, it's never stopped running. It's kept time really well, and it's got these rubber straps on there, and it's just comfortable, looks really nice, and works really well. It's just an awesome, awesome watch. I got that out of the way. And we have the Spyderco SMuck, and this one's rocking Maton Boss titanium scales with this crosshatch, aka, you know, frag, whatever you want to call it, pattern on it. Also has a Maton Boss clip on there. Had to do some modification to this clip. I'll talk about that in a different video. But I really, really, really like this knife, especially the way it's set up. I've also got hardware from Blades We Love that changed it to all T8 instead of T6, which is really cool, except for the clip. Clip's still T6, but the body screws are T8 now. And this thing is just so sweet. You got that hollow ground S30V blade, sheep's foot, opening hole, button lock, super fidgety, super slicey, super functional. Fantastic knife. Love it. And, oh, we won't go here yet. Let's go with this guy. I'm wearing it right now, but I also took it on the trip. This is the Zelos Hammerhead, all titanium. You got titanium bracelet, titanium case. It does have a ceramic bezel, which is pretty cool. Sapphire crystal, chalk blue dial. This thing is just awesome. It's for a chunkier watch, with it being all titanium. It's really, really relatively lightweight, super, super comfortable. Looks awesome, and easily, you know, one of my favorite watches. Okay, last but not least, we've got the Alpaca Zip Pouch Pro. This was my wallet on the trip, and I got my O-Pen Mini in there. And these are really, really cool pens, and they're small, lightweight, and just nice to have in a pinch. Got to do some, you know, writing. That works really well. Got the Rough Rider Tater Series Moose. This was a gift from Rich over at True Budget EDC, as was the Alpaca pouch. So thanks, Rich. Really enjoying these. You'll be happy to know that they get a lot of use. And I'm not really a big slip joint guy. I don't have a lot of them, but this is one of the ones that I have that I actually use and carry. So thanks, Rich. And let's see, got some cash in there. Okay, so my phone just died. I'm going to take that as a sign to just wrap this video up. I want to say thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. God bless you. See you.